and Hansen. And Hansen is a Canadian anarchist and former member of Direct Action, a guerrilla organization known for the 1982 bombing of a Litton Industries plant which made components for American cruise missiles. After her arrest, she was sentenced to life in prison and was released on parole after 7 years. Hansen wrote of her experiences in her 2002 book, Direct Action, Memoirs of an Urban Guerrilla. She is a prison rights activist and released her book Taking the Rap, Women Doing Time for Society's Crimes in 2018. Direct Action. By the late 1970s, Hansen was living in Toronto, where she met Brent Taylor. She then moved to Vancouver and began a relationship with Taylor. They decided to form a guerrilla organization named Direct Action, with the addition of Julie Belmez and Jerry Hanna, local fixtures of Vancouver's punk scene. The group carried out militant actions, which included an attack on a BC Hydro substation on Vancouver Island and the Litton Industries bombing in Toronto. The Litton Industries site was preparing to build components for U.S. cruise missiles, and the explosion played a part in Litton losing the contract. The group later firebombed several red-hot video stores in Vancouver, which sold hardcore porn. Hansen and other members of Direct Action were arrested in 1983, and she was remanded to Ocala Prison in British Columbia. After being sentenced to life imprisonment, she was moved to Kingston Prison for Women and later the Grand Valley Institution for Women in Kitchener. She was struck by the amount of prisoners who were Indigenous or Black. Hansen was released on parole after 7 years. Hansen released a memoir entitled Direct Action, Memoirs of an Urban Guerrilla in 2001. Activism. In August 2012, Hansen was arrested and imprisoned for alleged parole violations after she had organized a film screening at Public Library in Kingston, Ontario, at which a lawyer gave a direct action workshop. She was held again at the Grand Valley Institution for Women. She was released with stricter parole conditions in October. After writing the book Taking the Rap, Women Doing Time for Society's Crimes about her experiences of incarceration, Hansen made a speaking tour of Canada, talking at the University of British Columbia, Capilano University, Kwantlen Polytechnic University KPU, the University of Winnipeg, and the Magnus Eliasson Recreation Centre in Winnipeg. Hansen is part of the For W Memorial Collective, which campaigns for the preservation of the former Kingston Prison for Women, where she was previously incarcerated. When the building was redeveloped, the group requested a memorial garden be built to remember those women who were imprisoned there. Hansen participated in 2020 as a speaker in the event Untold Stories on Kingston Penitentiary Tours and online panel discussion. Hansen donated her personal papers to the University of Victoria Library's Special Collections and University Archives Anarchist Archives in 2011. Selected works. Direct Action, Memoirs of an Urban Guerrilla. Toronto, Between the Lines, 2001. ISBN 978-19002503487. With Julie Belmez. This Is Not a Love Story, Armed Struggle Against the Institutions of Patriarchy in Disorderly Conduct 5, 2002. Armed Struggle, Guerrilla Warfare, and the Social Movement Influences on Direct Action in Eds Nocella, A. and Best S. Igniting a Revolution Voices in Defense of Earth, AK Press. 2006. ISBN 9781904859567. Taking the Rap, Women Doing Time for Society's Crimes. 2018. ISBN 9781731133555. Foreword to Remembering the Armed Struggle, My Time with the Red Army Faction by Margaret Schiller. 2021 ISBN 9781629638737.